Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it seems like the blue tube community has a hell of a lot more drama than the rest of the YouTube community, even though probably regular YouTubers would like to argue otherwise. But I don't understand. There's this increasing habit of people who are uh, disjointing themselves from me, unsubbing, unfollowing, just completely severing altogether. People that I talk to outside of YouTube, people that I would consider more than just a general acquaintance. And it's hard to put your finger on things. There's many different levels of what trollism. I don't know. See somebody who makes a fake account and puts a shit comment on your wall or whatever. That's that it's letting you know that you're not liked in some fashion. I guess the person who is talking to you feels a little bit better about themselves, because if you don't like somebody and you get to make a name up and then hide behind that name and say, hey, fuckface, I don't like you, go fuck yourself, and then throw it on their wall, you get a little bit of relief even. I don't know. There's something to that. It's I would assume it's more stimulating than just ignoring someone and leaving. uh, I've had a habit in the last since about March to about June. Thank you, source. I appreciate that. Irony that you are who you are saying that behind a different name. Um, I understand that my content wasn't up to par up until what, this weekend maybe. Uh, I had personal things I was going through, and because of that, I understand losing quite a bit of people who would be watching the channel just for, what's up, Patrick? Just for like entertainment purposes, for content purposes. It wasn't good. It was more just me, streaming, not really producing any content. It was just more of a blah, like what I'm doing right now. But my personal situation has been difficult and was pretty low. Uh, I would say right around April-ish, March, April is where it got really gritty. Um, but some people supported me. I should probably, I see. I should have produced this. There are a list of plenty of people that checked in, sent me a message, understood that I was in a place where I couldn't respond. Um, but they just checked in, and some people bailed, some people had their own things, some people just had problems with some things I was doing, and we got through them, and then there's some people that just had problems and didn't say a word. So I'm trying to come back around now. I have a friend who's close to me in real life, who's really in the last month or so has really done great leaps and bounds, uh, you know, emotional work to get me, to leave the house for something stupid like driving somewhere or whatever. It's uncomfortable for me with my current safety, the what I'm going through with my depression, but it is helping kind of snap me back into things. And I mean, if you're looking at the channel, you realize that the content looks I'm not saying it's good, but it looks a bit better than it has for months. um so I started, thanks to the help of this friend, I started, hello, Mr. Nichols, to get back into, the swing of things. Started, moving back around and commenting and talking to people, watching streams. And I noticed that there's this weird, like, purpose ignorance of me. And I, you know, it, I thought I was being, a bit crazy. Like, again, like, uh, when you're down the road, you're on certain medication. Your mind is just certainly fucking with you. You're in your own head. So I thought that I was just, creating things that didn't exist. And I spoke to people and asked, what would you do? Like, what do you think I'm crazy? This, that, the other. And I tried to get to the bottom of it, and I said, "Hey, is there something up?" And sure enough, there was. Um, but the issue that was told to me was that because I'm acquainted with the Blue Corner, and he's troll-ish with his comments. Uh, there was a lot of connecting me to the Blue Corner because of my association with him. That we're two a-hole type characters. What's funny is Dennis. I think the whole group thing is bullshit. LOL. Yeah, it's literally, it's like Tupac and Biggie, like this splitting up into groups. I'll get to that, but yes, I agree. It's, we're not joining together. We're splitting up into little separate groups. Yeah, that's a community, all right. Um, what was I talking about? Dennis. So P- Dennis is a European whose English is his second language. Um, and for a ton of streams and whatever, whenever he would come in and say something that was, by American standards, was a bit blunt, brutal, to the point, he would get laughed at and encouraged. Oh man, Dennis just bringing it real, uh, and was kind of encouraged. And you can understand why somebody, when they say something and people are laughing at what you're doing, you would want to keep doing that. I mean, I could attest, getting laughter is quite an amazing feeling when you're shooting for it. So, and again, there's, even if there wasn't that, there's a bit of words on a screen. There's no tone there. And again, English is his second language. If you watch a Dennis video, his tone, you really can't read if he's happy, sad, angry, what have you. It's just, his tone is, for the most part, is the same. So you can't get much from his voice. So it's impossible to get something from his words. Uh, that being said, me and my asshole character are kind of that. Uh, it's yeah, I'm an asshole. But like, anybody who talks to me, like, outside of YouTube, like, I can give you a list of 10 people that will tell you that, you talk to me for half an hour. It, like, the asshole thing is kind of a character. It's more of me just kind of bucking against what I deal with. Uh, and there's this ingenuine in lack of genuineness in certain. Yeah, it's odd. I talk to a lot of Europeans. Uh, this genuine. Oh boy, guilt by association is such a crock of shit. Everyone can be a-holes. So am I, and people don't like honesty, I get. I don't know what you're referring. So, this American, like, I got this when my father, when my father died. There was this, if you need anything, give me a call. And, that doesn't mean if you need anything, give me a call. For Americans, what that means is I'm trying to be nice and I don't understand this situation. That's what that means. But if you need anything, give me a call sounds way better and sounds like, you know, you're there for somebody. And frankly, how often do people call you on something like that? I see, you know, people will say something like anytime. Oh, thanks for Lyft. Yeah, anytime. Oh, really? If I called you at 3 o'clock in the morning, you would give me a ride somewhere? It's odd. If go search it right now on YouTube. Search like what Europeans think of Americans, and they all say that there's this phoniness, this fakeness about Americans with what they say, and you know this need to be approved of, liked, accepted, what have you. Uh, and yet that's just not. Dennis doesn't do that. Dennis just, do I look fat in this? Yes, you do. Like, sure, it sucks, but it makes it worthwhile when something you do is good. And hey, did I do a good job on that? Yes. All right. Well, I know he's not just saying that. He's saying, you know, he thinks I did well. And you know, when it's bad, he thinks you look fat in those pants. Honesty, like, you have to go through a lot of bullshit to appreciate honesty. And I can understand, I genuinely can understand people not wanting to hear honesty. The problem with all of this is, I reached out to somebody and they basically told me that they had problems with Dennis, and because I was associated with him, that's why I was being ignored. So obviously, I mean, again, another thing that you know about people is if you know someone's really close with somebody and you tell them something, you're kind of guessing that they're going to go back and tell them something. And I, yeah, I I told Dennis that, you know, that there's issue, but my concern was, why was, like, as much as I love Dennis and will you know, fight for anything for him, I didn't understand the ignoring me. And they basically just kept chiming in that you know, it's what you're giving off. You're this a-hole, blah 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 blah. And yeah, it's a bit of a character though. But what's odd is the people that are referencing me as being an a-hole character enjoyed this same persona before I got into the depression mix-up. And suddenly it's not okay. So I was rather confused. Um, so Dennis got hurt, or, you know, defensive, what have you. Um, Patrick, I can attest your asshole self is just a persona. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, it really, like, right now I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody's side out, even though, like, wait till you see some of this ignorant, narrow shit. Uh, you go back to the Blu-ray Evans situation. If you know what, to stray off for a second, you go to the Leafy Wet Movie 1 situation, and who was the person that was hurt? It was Wet Movie 1. And he made video after video after video talking about things for the following 3 or 4 days. The Blu-ray Evan Will I Like It reviews situation, who was making videos after that first day? It was me. I was the one who was bullied in that situation, and that gets so lost in all of this. I get, like, again, it's the foundation of my channel. I'm all about, like, trying to cover space and, like, all right, what do you like? What do you like? Let's find a way in the middle and you know, straighten it out. I've said it numerous times before. There's at least 3 sides to a story: your side, my side, and the truth. You're always an asshole, Gorman. Miles, what's up? Miles, you're referenced here, so you might want to stick around this time. Um, so so Dennis was bothered and decided to, have a. I guess if you go back and see it, it's still up. Dennis tweeted, "Man, I could drop so many names that act like this." LOL, dude. And it's weird. It's the BlueTube community is so dramatic. Like, and listen, I can attest to it as part of the spoon that stirs the stew, but it's ridiculous. So Dennis put up something and he got this reply. He didn't, for the record, he didn't reference anybody. I think he hashtagged YouTube drama or something like that. And keep in mind that, like, this just happened like 3 or 4 hours ago. I was in the middle of a stream when this was happening, and little did I know that I was getting referenced, that I did nothing but talk behind people's back. And the last thing there on the bottom, fuck you, NCP. Oh, sorry, I forgot to hide the name. Shit. The cost of doing something live. Oops. Yeah, so I was busy in a chat, in a live commentary when that was happening. So, somebody who's actively ignoring me, somebody who, like, that's somebody I don't really, I've chatted in Skype once, maybe twice. And then my personal shit kind of came up. And I don't know much about this person. The last time I spoke to him, I remember like looking at his wrestling figure collection, thinking it was cool. I told him I was envious of a bunch of his stuff. He had a bunch of, like, he had variant Razor Ramones, which I thought was awesome. I genuinely had no idea to think that there was any reason to think that any anger or hostility was had between either of us. But he did. So what makes more sense is the ignorance, the people ignoring me actually, it wasn't about them ignoring me. It was about this issue. And then, of course, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to let that fuck you CP isn't something that, again, I had no idea that this person had an issue with me. So Twitter started and all of this came out. So yeah, if you see, it's quite long, quite obnoxious. I'll let you read it there. I get called told I'm playing the victim card a couple of times. So if you notice, I get called bitch. I act like I'm king shit. I get called a name quite a few times. But my thing was, what did I say about you that you can verify? And again, my thing is, well, if Dennis is this toxic person that you can't trust and don't want to be around, and he said that I don't like you, why on earth would you take his word for it? And even if your defense is, oh, well, I thought we were friends back then. Okay, well, you have me in front of you at this very moment saying, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But then you keep going on about what you heard from a second party to the person that you could be talking to about this. It baffles me. There are references. He said that I was negative and talking negative shit. I'm trying to think. He says, Dan, Paul, God, he says 300 times in a video. I don't know how many times I heard that shit. The problem there is Dan, I'll make fun of Dan to his face, and likewise, I would expect the exact same thing in return from him. Dan, whatever I say behind Dan's back, I'll say to his face. Paul, I don't know who the fuck Paul is. There is a bunch of shit there that just doesn't make sense. Tattooed Blu-ray, I've never talked to that person in my life. Channel Dawnstar, well, that's quite public. If you go over to his channel, you'll see the fallout from that. Movies for Miles, I have no idea what he's talking about. But he says he can go on. I mean, yeah, I can go on too. I can name a bunch of people. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? So I tried getting to the bottom of it, saying, okay, so you said fuck CP, and I'm here standing in front of you saying that what you're saying, you know, the fact that somebody told you that I don't like you, that's not true. Now what? And then he just, all right, we're talking in circles. Oh, we are? It's incredibly narrow to have the person that you're accusing of disliking you, hating you, right there in front of you, and the person saying, I don't know what you're talking about, and then you just go on and then just try to end it. We're talking in circles. No, we're not. You're talking a bunch of shit I've never heard. Imagine somebody stewing for 5 months and then being like, wait, what, like, what's going on here? Imagine you have a neighbor that lives on the corner of your house, and that out of nowhere, you ask someone to borrow a shovel, and they say, well, no, because you live next to so-and-so, and it turns out that it's not that you live next to so-and-so, it's actually the guy in the corner fucking hates you. You'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? And if the guy in the corner said, yeah, well, you said this thing, and the guy that lives next door to you told me, like, wouldn't you be like, dude, wait, who? What? No. So there's this new thing, and I think I prefer the hiding behind the fake account type of bullshit, because at least you get somebody's feelings out there. You could read somebody's stupidity. This is somebody having an opinion that's incorrect and just gassing themselves up over it. I genuinely, I don't, that, you know, this person, which I don't know why I keep hiding the person, the name was right out there. There was, he was in the circle with Dennis and I, and then he wasn't. Then he deleted his YouTube, from what I understood. He deleted his Skype, from what I understood. And then that I never saw him again. He wasn't subbed to me. I wasn't subbed to him. And then that's it. I didn't. Well, the problem was, like, my life took a ridiculous turn, and, you know, I kind of pulled things in. There were people I wasn't talking to that much anymore. There was a very, 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 very limited small group of people I was talking to. I was going through a lot of shit. There's stuff that I was going through from years ago that I had not processed yet. So the fact that somebody built an opinion about me and I don't know, got friends to ignore me and have it based on like, I don't want to say phony, but like an ingenuine reason to do so, like to say that, oh, because you're associated with him, that's why we're ignoring you, even though, like, there's things that were said to me like, you're not supportive, blah, blah, blah. Problem was, yeah, you know what, you're right. In the months of April through the beginning of June, I probably wasn't supportive. But I did say that right back to a lot of other people. Like, that, yeah, that's fine. Depression's weird. It's not incredibly fun. People don't want to deal with that. I totally get that. But don't say that I'm not supportive when I'm going through some major shit. And again, like there are people that I was fine with going into this life situation that I come out of, and don't realize that I'm asshole number one. I'm an ignoree, and then I get a blur of reasons why it's happening, and then only to find out that it's because somebody thinks that I said I don't like them. And then to spew off names, like I don't know what type of tunnel vision you need to shoot off what you've heard about somebody to that person, and then talk to them like what you're talking about is Bond. It doesn't make sense, Mr. Nichols, if I told you that Patrick Holmes, said that you said that I was an asshole, and I told you, fuck you. You said I'm an asshole. I don't want to fucking talk to you. And you were like, dude, I never said that. Wouldn't you want to continue that conversation to get to the bottom of that? If you stewed for months and months and months and heard that all that stewing was for an incorrect reason, wouldn't you want to figure out what the hell is going on? I would. I don't understand. It's so strange. And he made a reference that I compared him to the scumbags. Well, dude, the scumbags came in here and were incorrect on what they were talking about the situation. I tried to correct it, tried telling him my side, and it didn't matter. So, like I said, three sides. So I almost, like, not almost, I prefer the stupid nonsense, the people, dickbag 47934. Hey, CP, you're a piece of shit. Okay, all right, thanks. I know somebody thinks I'm a piece of shit. Instead of just ignoring me and then waiting until I say something to somebody else. Like, it's intriguing to me how long this could have gone if I had not confronted somebody. And you know what? It's just happenstance that I confronted somebody that I spoke to before all of my personal shit. Again, this is the person that's so gassed up is somebody that I literally had no idea had a problem with me, had no idea, thought anything about me. Like, there's people right now that Adam Reese, here's a good example. Adam, if you came out and said that you hate me, I haven't spoke to you in what, months? I would be like, wait, what? I know exactly what you're talking about with drama. You and I have obviously been in it before and currently in some right now. Dude, it's this constantly evolving thing. The thing with drama I've realized is there's no escaping it, and it'll always exist no matter what. Yeah, you're right. The problem is there's a tremendous amount of hypocrisy. And sure, I'm a hypocrite in some spots too. I mean, everybody, nobody is perfect. But my thing has always been, if there's something incorrect, if I can try to fix it, let me try to fix it. the blue tube community is as fractured as it will ever be. It is not joined together. When people are splitting off into groups, that's not a community. That's your own little thing. That is high school. That is, let's sit at this table for lunch. Yeah, that's cliques. That's the exact opposite of community. It's sure it's a mini community, but whatever. And again, the thing is, there are people in this certain group that I listen. That there's 4 people in this group. 2 of them I don't really know of incredibly well. But 2 I do. I've spoken to 2 of them for hours. And like I said, I was just recently getting back into the swing of things, showing support, which was so important to some people. Days ago, I was showing support. But because Dennis says things a certain way, not only would they not ask him why he's doing that, they tell me, basically knowing that I would tell him that, and almost like this skate. Let's make a group called the Blue Assholes. Yeah. No, I think Dennis and I have got it on lock. I think if we set up a vote, Dennis and I can start up a group, the Blue Assholes. And what's, for as much as Patrick, you said it yourself, that I'm a character. The CP asshole character is a character. WrestleManiac, who I roasted at one point, perhaps that's a different opinion now, said he enjoyed my roast of him, understood that it was humor. If you look at it at face value, yes, it's asshole, but it's not face value. The same thing can absolutely be said for Dennis. The problem is nobody does work anymore. It's easier to fly off the handle at words on a screen rather than say, well, wait, that looks weird. Did you mean this? Especially knowing he doesn't speak, English isn't his first language. It does not make any sense. The guy literally just new shit. He just sent me that came in today. Revenant Steelbook, Resident Evil Apocalypse Steelbook, just literally came in today. I'm fucking broke right now, and Dennis is being a superhero. But I'm supposed to sit there and watch as somebody says that he's toxic? Like, dude, inform yourself. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, and people don't like that there's this comparison to the scumbags. But when you act like them, it's stereotyping. All right, this is familiar. I'll compare this to this because this is what it looks like. When you say something that is false, and I say, wait, that's incorrect. Here's something, and you say, nope. I have my mind made up about you. Then you're a fucking ignorant idiot. Like, sorry. There's no way around it. If you make your mind up about somebody without like getting their side of it, hearing from them, like that's insanity. I mean, it's sure, like politics, it's one thing, but like you have to vote for people based on what they're giving to you. But they, even in politics, they have town halls, they have these things where you could go and ask them a question and say, hey, blah. And they answer because they want you to approve of them. If anything, politics is so bizarrely ass backwards because the people that you could garner opinions on will be shit as phony as possible sometimes. So it doesn't even qualify in the argument. But yeah, I did catch up. You're right. We haven't talked about to screw drama, man. It's very sophomoric. It's when somebody says that what I'm doing is seeking attention, and they're using a alternate method to get to me, like again, like the definition of hypocrisy, dude. Attention, you said fuck me. I'm saying what's going on now, and you just proceed with the bitch. You act like you're king shit. You say this, you do this, you do that. Dude, slow down. If you'd like to, I could touch on all of this shit, but if I ask you a question on something you referred to, you can't just reset and say, wow, fuck you, it's this. Just follow Adam because he seems like an asshole. Yeah, well, Adam is a he's half my age, and he's just about as assholish as me. He's my younger duplicate, if anything. Same type of trouble. It just I don't know. I guess my plea is, God forbid, if you have an issue with me, please come out and say it. I'm dying to know what the qualms are. I'm at a point where it's like literally not much else can go wrong. So just come on, just pile on, because perhaps you're mistaken. Perhaps I did something fucked up. I the thing is, there are a lot of cases, like I'm being sincere. On top of this situation, there's at least two situations where I thought I was talking to somebody, and not so much. They just kind of disappeared. So if you have issues with me, how about you just, you don't have to do it on YouTube. You don't have to do it on Twitter. You could private message me. You could go ahead and contact me through the email function on YouTube. Or if we talked before, chances are you have a way of privately contacting me. But this ignoring me, commenting bullshit behind fake accounts, like, why? Like, if I'm the one being negative, what are you gaining from that? And I'm genuinely here saying, if you have an issue with me, tell me. Let me know, and I could either say why I did something. I could apologize. I could help straighten it out. Like literally, my life situation is so ridiculous. Like, anybody who's spoken to me for longer than 10 minutes in the last 6 months will tell you the last thing I want right now is enemies. So, like, I'm being as sincere as a heart attack here. If you have issue, if you think I have issue with me, please let me know. Chances are I have no clue. And again, if you've crossed paths with me in 2016, I've had a major personal event with major instability that's thrown into the mix, that's kind of taken the brunt of what I've focused on. So, and that's thrown on top of a bunch of other past personal shit. Like, if you'd like to speak to my therapist, they'll tell you that there's some shit going on with me. But other than that, like, this, we're just collecting movies. I like this movie. I like that movie. That's great. I don't know how it gets so tangled. There are people that are in this community that, I watch more than once, and something rubs me the wrong way, I just stop watching. That's all. I unsub. I mean, I would hope it would be something like that. Listen, I know I'm not for everyone. I've lost a shitload of subscribers in the last 3 months. It's fine. I get it. If you like me for stuff I was doing in June of 2015, then March of 2016 isn't exactly your flavor of CP. I get it. But if you're sticking around and like holding this like vitriol towards me, please let me know. Like genuinely, as much as like the asshole character is there, and like when I do things like roast people, like the problem with somebody like Leafy is he uses the word roast, but he doesn't roast people. What he does is burn people. He's burning people. It's not a roast. If you look it up, is a stand-up comedy play on a toast. You know, when you go to a wedding and somebody tips a glass and says, "All right, here, a toast to so and so." That's a roast is a comedy spin on that, where either in the beginning and end, or at the end of your presentation, where you do a bunch of rip humor, shock humor, takedown humor, insult humor, whatever it be. But at the end, and sometimes even in the beginning, sometimes it's a sandwich, but most times it's just the end. There's this, all right, but seriously, guys, I love this person. This person's great. Blah, da, 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 da. Leafy does not do that. And he's got, what, 4 million subscribers? So I think there's a common theme where people are hearing that word and thinking that a roast is something that like Leafy does. And that's not entirely true. I had to take my Wet Movie 1 video down because Leafy kind of ruined that. If you think that my roast character is me, you're not watching the whole thing. Like you're not watching the beginning and end. Like the larger YouTubers, I've released like a 2-minute video where I've said, listen, this is just nothing but respect, blah 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 blah. And again at the end, I've said the same thing. In all of my roasts, there have been places where you can trace where I'm saying, listen, this isn't. It sounds one way, but it's the exact opposite. And again, that happens at the end. But if you're taking that character as me, then like I don't know what to tell you other than it's a character. There are people that I've reached out to. I mean, shit, you saw it referenced there. I'm not hiding behind anything. It's something I've said to the person. Channel Dawnstar, very close. We used to be quite close, but it turns out he was more about his channel, and that's fine. We don't talk anymore. Anything that I said about him, he referenced in his video. My thing right now is, I need quality, not quantity. And 2 people requesting roasts right now. See, the last time somebody requested a roast, big time stupid shit happened to me. I don't know how I'll be handling requests at this point. Yeah, so I don't know. If you have problems, instead of ignoring me, instead of building whatever, and if you hear person A says something about me or says something about you from me, verify. Like, really? I would never take somebody else's word from somebody else about that person. Like that's just insane. That's insane. But I don't know. There's a lot. Oh, Blu-ray Collector 81. You're gonna have to rewind it, dude. I can't. Blu-ray Collector 81. You bring up an interesting person. Let's out Todd E. Walnuts. Fuck it. Todd E. Walnuts. You're you may think that you're doing things on the low tip, but we know, dude. We know. Another one of my glorious fans, Collector. If you have other stuff to tell me about what he's done, I'm completely intrigued. Toddy Walnuts. Chances are, if you have dislikes, early dislikes, he's behind them. He gets other people all amped up and tries to get them against people. I lost Toddy Walnuts' favor with the Blu-ray Evan thing. But again, God forbid he pay attention to the full story. I left my video up about that troll. Yeah, Blu-ray Collector 81 received a comment straight from Toddy Walnuts, which is, I guess, an honor because I get it from alternate accounts that aren't Toddy Walnuts. I guess he thinks I don't know, but Todd, I don't know if you watch my videos this far. You just dislike and then leave. But I know, buddy. And guess what? I don't care. Like, dude, seriously, dislikes help the people. When are people gonna, that they're not like true YouTubers because the dislike thing, like, that's interactivity. People pay for that. People pay for people that stay on your page. If you want to fuck somebody over, don't watch them. Giving them a dislike like that, all you're doing is like you're trolling, but you're actually helping. Like, I don't know when people are going to start figuring this shit out. He's left me alone ever since my video went up. I am sure he still has disliked. Oh, absolutely. There are dislikes that go up before videos go up. I don't know how he does it, but it happens. So, again, it's just movies. We're just buying movies. I don't understand why there's so much vitriol and bullshit. Just constant anger and whatever. And I've been accused of being the center of some of it. Yes, but it's a character. It's a joke. I joke about it, and guess what? If you think I'm an asshole, my thing's karma. I think life is paying me back supreme big time for my assholishness. Like, I lost. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, people, I'm dying to know what the thought process is on, oh, CP's an asshole. Buying Blu-rays is serious business. Well, yeah, apparently. Evidently it is. My next videos, I'm saying something about clicks. Oh, yeah. Community. Guys, if you have anything you want to talk about, I'll open it up to you. 13 viewers. I'm intrigued as to, I'm counting here. I'm counting 7. Intriguing what the other 6 are. But yeah, it's funny how, I have a life situation. I kind of dip into a funk and come out of it. I'm not really out of it. There's still quite a bit of instability in my situation. Quite a bit of instability. And there's all this like weird shit. It looks like nobody has anything to say. I don't realize how long the delay is. I know there's a delay. I'm sure one of the viewers is Todd. See, Todd, I don't think he sticks around. I think his thing is just dislikes. Somebody who depends on a kid. Again, we'll do this. The kid to send them Blu-rays is just, and then defend them to the finish. Like, dude, grow up. Like I. So in case you don't understand, again, when I do my roast thing, it's a bit of a character. When I say something that's, kind of edgy, kind of silly, it's a bit of a character. My YouTube persona is a bit of a stylized version of me. If you really got CP, my name isn't CP for the record too, by the way. So there's that as well. Another just nail in the coffin about how much this isn't me, like my pure life situation. You would have videos of me just sitting around like fucking Howard Hughes in The Aviator. Like, genuinely, it got bad. yeah. So I don't know. Maybe this gets straightened out. I don't know. But like I said, Dennis says some brutal things, yes, but he's quite an amazing person. Uh, he's got $500 worth of steelbooks sitting in my house right now, and he keeps sending me stuff. He's got a box full of like 18 steelbooks here at my house. Meanwhile, he's sending me stuff. He's sending me food. The guy sent me food because I'm just not making money right now. That just everything's totally fucked for me. But he's looking out for me, even though I could totally fuck him over out of $500 worth of shit. So, like, I get bothered when somebody says that he's an asshole and he a troll and this, that, the other. My thing is, you don't know him, and evidently you're refusing to get to know him. To quote myself a couple of months ago, they're just Blu-rays. They're not tits. It's not pussy. It's not ass. It's not money. It's just Blu-rays, guys. They're just movies. What the fuck is the problem? And another thing, lastly, I'll close with this. If somebody says something and you don't like address it at all, how do you expect anything to get resolved? If you think somebody says something and you don't like it and you just let it go, what good is that doing anybody? What if you're wrong about what you think that is? I mean, I can't tell you how many times tone has been misperceived on the internet. Like, why not go through the step and be like, hey, and again, none of this would have happened if I didn't say, listen, it feels like I'm being ignored. Are you ignoring me? And then, you know, a donkey's cock came out worth of drama. So ask, like, get to the bottom of it. Like that is so much. You know what? I think the problem is people don't want to get into heavy shit. But you know what? Like, wouldn't an hour of just fucking grinding be better than like weeks and months of just like being bitter and chippy whenever the mere existence of somebody is around? Like, I don't know. I would prefer a half an hour of just, you know, knock out, bash out, you know, brutal fucking getting to the bottom of shit rather than this like sitting on shit. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's toxic. I don't know. I again, if you have an issue with me, I'm genuinely asking you. Let me know. You don't have to be public. You could, if it's not important, you can go ahead and send me a private message through an alternate account and say, oh, by the way, why do you treat so and so like this? And I could apologize. I could let you know why. I could do whatever. But there are people that have strong opinions of me that I genuinely I have no idea. We all here for the love of movies, Patrick. That's and you know that's exactly it. I thought I was coming back to the community, and you know, talking about a movie, and I was getting ignored by people that I was not getting ignored by when I kind of checked out. So I don't know. It hurts. I get, yeah, I get it. I get that perhaps somebody's feelings are hurt, but you know what? If you don't know what's going on, then you're just hurting other people, and you could be doing so incorrectly or with false motives. Like, I don't know. The drama shit. It's if people just talked over shit, it's just, I don't know. And again, Dennis, absolute sweetheart. Does he say things that are, you know, a little brutal? Yeah. Dennis put up a video where he basically opened a box full of stuff that I sent him, and he wasn't happy with the quality. And yeah, I get it. I get it. You know, at the time it buzzed a little bit, but the guy, he has a different set of standards for his stuff. And, he was bothered by it. I completely understand that. But in the end, yeah, all right, so yes, so that video, it buzzed a little bit. Maybe an hour of it, kind of stung, but he was right by my side the next day. The fucking guy just sent me 2 brand new steelbooks in the last 2 weeks, and plus food. Like, stop. Like, do some work. Like, I understand it's easy to hate and just say, oh, fuck that person. But man, if you just dug a little bit and got to the bottom of why, perhaps you might even like the person and find that they're actually good people. There's a lot of good people here. Just a lot of weird bullshit. And it really can be solved with some talking. Guys, just talk. Hiding behind these fake accounts and shit's just bizarre. That's why I always say at the end of my videos, peace, love, and blue. Yeah, I'm with you. Life is too short, guys. If seriously, and I think that I'm speaking from a different place. If my life situation, like in comparison, this is fucking stupid. Like, you don't know problems until you don't know where you may live in a month. You don't know who to depend on, period. Like anxiety over going to the bathroom, anxiety over leaving the house. Like, those are problems. Not having money and needing to make money, but having anxiety about leaving the house is a ridiculous situation. It's honestly hard to really know what someone's really like from a YouTube video. Shaking my head. Like you said, do some work. Yeah. If you enjoy someone's videos and you feel like there's something that you get along with, comment, talk to the person. Don't be weird. Like, the first, you can't be like, hey, cool video. When you want to talk, let's send something to each other. Let's hang out. Like, that's weird. If you've ever been on a first date, you wouldn't say, let's get married. Like, first impressions are, I don't know. There. I was being an asshole. I'm assuming somebody thought I was being an asshole with that comment, but people get themselves in trouble because they get too forward. Can't be too forward up front. If people, if you find out how much somebody is cool, you could stretch it out. Just, don't put it all at the front end. Kind of stretch it out and sprinkle it over time. Prove to the person you're not a weirdo, you're not crazy, you're not, collecting heads in a jar, and then you talk about movies and hang out and send each other stuff. And like, the communities, for all of the bullshit, like the fact that we keep coming back, it proves that the good is worth some of the bad. But most of this bad is avoidable. Like, genuinely. How many people line the streets after Tupac and Biggie died? Like, guys, we're literally breaking up into cliques. But we're just buying Blu-rays. We're just collecting Blu-rays. We're just talking about movies. Take it down a step. God damn. Or just unsub me, and then like that I guess that's fine too. Fading away, and if you're fine with me being confused and me thinking that we're okay, and maybe you have a problem, like, go away. Like, okay, that's fine too, I guess. But yeah, all right.